Welcome back. It's been a few weeks and I've been planning my next bike adventure. So I thought I'd make this video to show you how the plans are going and look at some of the new gear I'll be using. Long before I started riding myself, I loved watching Ewan and Charlie riding around the world, and I always felt like that was going to be a part of the adventure for me, if not riding around the world then somewhere at least. But when we went on holidays to European cities, it always felt like you couldn't really ride a bike there because we'd arrived on a plane. But then the other day I was Googling Google Maps and just browsing around like you do, and I noticed it's only actually a couple of days drive from here to Paris. You could just book a ferry and some campsites and just go. So that's pretty much what's happened. I've had a couple of nice trips in the UK already, so I'm quite familiar with the kit and the setup. And I've gotten a little bit of experience making videos too. But this trip will be a bit different because it's longer and the weather's probably going to be hotter. Plus there's some stuff to think about driving in another country like France. I mean, I've done it before, driven some of the family down to a skiing holiday. And on the bike there's no left and right side like there is in a car, so maybe it's even easier. The GV panniers have been great and I want to do a proper review of them later. I fixed the one after that mishap in Cheddar Gorge. The only part that was actually broken was this cover here, and all that does is stops your clothes or whatever's in the box from getting in the way of the locking mechanism. So just super glued that back together and it's fine. And the rest had just come disassembled, so I was able to put it back together without spending anything at all. Gear wise, I'm thinking I'll take the mesh jacket because it's likely to be really hot for most of the time. Even first thing in the morning, I don't think the temperature is going to get lower than 12 or 14 or 15 or something. And even if it does, I can put the down jacket underneath and the waterproof on top. This mesh jacket does have a waterproof liner, but I don't love it, to be honest. It feels weird wearing it. And even if your skin's waterproof, the outer jacket's going to get soaked and be heavy and cold. Now, I've been wanting some mesh gloves for the warmest days for a while now, and I'll need them more on this trip. So I headed down to Sports Bike Shop today and tried on these Oxford Brisbane mesh gloves, which are great. I also went for these dry seal over gloves for the really wet weather. I've had these boots since I started riding, and they were waterproof at first, but then recently on a trip with a bit of a heavy downpour, my feet got soaked, and I noticed that here where you flex the toe, the side of the sole had come away from the leather and the water had crept in there. So I got this glue, which is supposed to be for sealing things like tents and waterproofs, and glued that up, and I just need to give it a little bit of a test now, so bear with me and we'll see if it worked. Right, let's give this a little test. I think we are good. Yep. Now, riding in some places in France, including Paris, you need one of these stickers that shows how polluting your vehicle is. And the bike is the lowest level, level 1, well, except for electric vehicles. You just apply for one from the French government website. Apparently there are websites selling them at an inflated price, which you don't need to pay, so watch out for that. It's only €4.60, including delivery to the UK. But make sure you've got that ready. Okay, let me fire up Google Maps and show you what I've got in mind for my itinerary. I've got 5 days and 4 nights. The first day looks like this. Starting in Solihull pretty early, and it's about 190 miles to Cox Hill camping in Kent. So, I'm allowing at least 6 hours. I've got the whole day if I want it. Camping overnight in Kent, and then an early start for the ferry in the morning. Next day the ferry sets sail at 8:25 in the morning, takes an hour and a half, and arrived local time 11 o'clock in Calais. Then it's about 170 miles or something to Camping-les-Îles Parc de Luzers, west of Paris, and I'm allowing at least 5 hours for that. But again, got all day if I want it really. camping over there for the night, and then I've got the same site booked 2 nights in a row. The third day I can ride into Paris or around the parks and have a look at whatever I want. Plenty of time, no rush, back to the same campsite for the evening. And then the fourth day is a ride back towards Calais, again about 4.5 hours and 165 miles. The final day will probably be the longest. I've got an early ferry start and then sailing at 10:30 and riding home about 230 miles in total, which will take the whole day really. The ferry tickets are booked and paid for, and the campsites are booked, but I can change my plans part way if I want to. I just wanted to make sure I had something in place because I'm sure it gets busy in the summer holidays. Thanks for watching. It's been exciting to put these plans together so far, and I'm really looking forward to the trip next month. Hopefully next time I see you we will be hitting the road.